Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Let's Go Places. It's a show, our signature show that we've been doing now. It's amazing, for 12 and a half years. We began our show, the first location was at the Irish Rover, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the old Irish
Oh.
Rover. We
Huh.
we initiated the program, and it's taken on such a high hit in the community that we can't go anywhere. We're like old dogs; they never die. And but we're very happy, very privileged, and appreciative for Paul Muller, our sponsor, with Let's Go Places, among some of the other shows that I air on WBCB. And it's not only 1490 AM, but it's now 107.3 on the dial FM, so we have a stronger signal. Bree is with us today, our engineer, as always. Keeps me in check, lets me know what I'm doing right, and in most of the times what I do wrong. But we always make fun of it and make it an enjoyable show. We have some great guests today, and I call them, and I'll give you by definition how I feel about public servants in the community and the work that they do. Ed Preston, who is, as you're looking into the right to my left, Ed Preston, great public community servant. And also to my right, to your left, is Denise Esposito. Denise, you're going to be hearing about her and some of the reasons why she does the charity work that she continues to do on a regular basis. And without these people, without these folks, the city would be, or the townships in Bucks County, the city of Philadelphia, it would be in a little bit of a disorder. These folks, and by definition, once again, you cannot train someone who wants to work and who has concerns for the community. You can't train this. You can't teach it. It's innate. It begins. It comes from the heart, and for everything that they do, there's a purpose for it. They see the need, and we're going to be talking to both Ed with his projects, very important ones here in the community, as well as with Denise Esposito. Charlie, my co-host, Charlie Esposito, former Philadelphia police officer, as myself for many years, and now the president. Well, not just now, but for several years, for many years, Charlie, right?
8 years now.
8 years now as the president?
Yes. Yeah. Seems time goes by just like that.
It does. It goes by very fast. My grandparents told me a long time ago, Ed, when I was a little kid, I always wanted to be a grown-up.
Yeah.
What a dope I was. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
realize you have it made when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Everything's there for you, you know?
Adulting is not always fun.
No, it's not. But, yeah, my grandparents said, Tommy, enjoy your youth, your young ages, because as you get older, the years are going to go by, and the days go by, and the hours and seconds go by so quick, just as these shows go by real quick.
Yep.
But Charlie's the president of our retired police, fire, and correctional officers. I'm proud and honored to be a board member as well. We're going to talk about some other issues, but most importantly, I'll begin with Ed, as I call him, a true community public servant for his entire adult life. Been involved with many community projects, whether it's responding to issues that have to do with public safety, with business concerns, because Ed's a businessman. And we're going to have you talk about your business a little bit too, Ed,
Okay.
for many years now. How many years?
I'm 40 years in business. I've owned my store for 14 now.
God bless you. It's not easy, especially the way the economy is. But he's involved with a lot of charity events, the economy problems. He'll listen. He's a person who has an ear of concern. And without people, as with Denise and with Eddie, these are people that really should be applauded for all the work that they do. And today, the highlight, the spotlight with Eddie is some of the military projects, the topics that we're going to talk about, the county and state bridge dedications and the Pennsylvania Vietnam Memorial. But once again, I want to thank Paul Muller as a sponsor for our show here. In the showroom, we have a great program that many of you have already came in and responded. Took advantage of the Heroes program for all of our police, our fire, our military, our medical. You know, I remember Paul coming down and saying, "Hey, I notice you have medical on there now." I said, "Well, Paul, they're true heroes as well." And I went into aversion when I was on the police department many times. You know, if we have a traumatic incident, as you know, Charlie, it could be an automobile accident, it could be a shooting, a stabbing, sexual assault, you name it. Domestic problems, which run rampant everywhere, that needs a lot of control. But whenever we had someone injured, where did we take them? We took them to the hospital, and we did what we could do as far as putting a blanket on a situation. But you know, where the treatment occurs and the healing process occurs, it's our medical as well. So Paul right away says, "Oh no, I was just questioning," but they're very much a part of the Heroes program as well. When you come in here, we have a special offer now. Listen real carefully, because many dealerships out there, they're charging, it's ridiculous. They're charging thousands of dollars over the MSRP. They call it a market adjustment.
Yeah.
What a bunch of baloney that is.
That's not
It's a market adjustment.
Yeah, that's not what
It's
that's
only
called.
because they know they can take advantage,
Yeah.
some of these dealerships. Paul Muller here at Team Toyota in Langhorne, also in Princeton, and also in Glen Mills, all of his 3 dealerships. I can attest. He has never wavered over the MSRP. And now, for all of our heroes, our police, fire, military, and our medical, we have a special offer. Although the inventory is very light, he's $500 now under MSRP. You have to come in and see me so I can validate that offer. Tom Mellon, 215-768-6505. That's 215-768-6505. Ed, without further ado, let's get you honed in on some of the work that you're doing in the community.
Sure. This past weekend, the 18th, part of the program we're doing, as you mentioned, is dedicating bridges and streets as well, actually, to Vietnam veterans that were killed in action or missing in action from Bucks County. There's 136 total men that we're looking at. 132 were killed in action, 4 are still missing in action. So part of the program we continued from when we did the wall in Bucks County in 2017 was to further recognize these guys and give them a legacy. They don't have one. They're never going to have one. You know, if they never come home, you know, it stops there. So, you know, a small thing, bridge, you know, we can honor them with a bridge or a name. They have a legacy now. Their name will never be forgotten. Their name will always be spoken. 50 years from now, someone could drive over a bridge, pull down the street and go, wow, Corporal David Ortles, U.S. Marine Corps. I wonder who he was. Maybe someone's going to look him up. Maybe someone will Google him. And they'll see that, you know, he was killed in 1970 in Vietnam. And it's a small thing. It's a small thing, but it's a huge thing. This weekend, we just dedicated a bridge in Levittown with the help of the county commissioners to David Ortles. It's the bridge on Frosty Hollow Road. The cool thing was his mother turned 100
Wow.
on Saturday.
If I can be so lucky.
If we all could be so lucky. This woman is so sharp and looks so good for 100. I was very jealous. But she finally was able to see that her son will now be remembered. Every Gold Star family, their fear is that eventually that nobody's going to remember them. That fear is gone for her. His name will always be remembered. So we started with actually a street in Humeville. We named, I guess, going on 3 years ago now, to James Borman, who was a resident of Humeville, who was killed, one of 2. And then we started, I looked at some bridges, because roads are tough, because you have the post office involved, people live on the roads, so you got to change the name of the road, deeds. There's a whole bunch of
A lot of work.
stuff that you don't think of in the background, but it makes it really difficult. The road in Humeville, actually, there was not a resident on it, and it had a name, but it was never actually had a street sign. So it was the perfect street.
Yeah.
The perfect street. So we were able to do that one. Then I talked with Tommy Tomlinson and a couple of the municipalities, Pendle Borough, Humeville Borough, Langhorne Manor, Middletown, Bristol, and Lower South, actually, all of them, and found a bunch of bridges that were connecting that we could, you know, that they would say, yeah, let's do this. So last year, working with PennDOT, which is no easy task.
Oh, unbelievable.
Not even a thing. I mean,
You better have a lot of clout financially and around the country. I mean, that's just
they don't
it's
like to
terrible.
hear the word no,
No.
and they don't like people that will not back down. And I'm sure if any of them are listening,
Sort of like you, Tom.
Yeah, right, exactly.
on
Yeah.
steroids though, these
Yeah.
people, because they control money.
Sure they do.
Oh, yeah.
So if they don't like what you're doing, and they don't like how you're doing it, they can say, well, maybe the funding isn't quite there. I don't know. But last year we got into a really, I set the dedication up and took care of it all. When the dedication was coming, PennDOT said, we're not going to include you in the family.
Ouch.
I said,
Hold on here.
beep this out. Well, I'm going to be involved. I can tell you that right now.
Right. The path of resistance, you're there. You're pushing.
I said, I don't know if you think I'm going to yield, but if you think I'm going to yield my position, you don't know anything about me. That is not going to happen, man.
No.
So we ended up putting it through and making it work. And, we had a great dedication. And the family was great. I mean, he has two sisters that still live in the house where they grew up.
That's
right up
great.
in Langhorne Manor.
Yeah.
How could you not include them, And it was closure for them. It's closure for that family to be able to see it. So when we had that problem, that's when the county stepped in and said, you know what, Ed, this is hard work. So, we have bridges. Let's do this.
Sure.
I said, great. And it was Bob Harvey, because he spoke at the dedication. And he said, there's 124 bridges here in Bucks County. I don't see a reason why we can't make some of these work. So he and I sat down one morning down in Bristol at the coffee place and worked out, how we could do it and what we could do. And, now we're moving forward. We have just did the first one with the county, but we have like 10 more on a list that we're going to be able to do hopefully by the end of the year. So that's awesome. So right now we're looking at 136. We've already done 8, so we only have 127 to go.
I'll tell you what, it's a path that of recognizing our the courageous efforts
Absolutely.
of our many of them fallen, obviously.
Yeah.
Who served in the military. They answered the call. They answered the call.
You can't deny that,
No.
And I think, when you look at today's veterans coming home, God bless them, their reception is so much different than anything that happened, from 1967 to 1975.
What a good point that is.
There's not even a balance there.
No, not at all.
But it's all because of a Vietnam veteran. Those guys all said, individually and collectively, there will never be a veteran treated this way ever again in my lifetime.
Amen. Yeah, you're right.
And they put their life on it and said, that will never happen.
True.
And they make it so. And I think they're the ones that turn the tide. So we have all these recognitions today. Somebody coming to the airport, get people down there, hey, ooh,
Sure.
which is awesome, and they should have that.
Yeah. It was
the
a
sacrifice they make
Yeah.
is, if you're not a military guy or police,
Yep.
you have no idea
No
the
conception of it.
sacrifice that it takes to walk out that door and leave everything in a room behind you.
That you care about. Your family, your friends, everything.
Everything.
And because you want to help make good for
Yeah.
this beautiful country that we call the
Yeah.
United States of America. You're listening to Eddie Preston, who is in the Pendel area with the military organizations and many other projects as well. Charlie Esposito, my partner here, served in the military himself. And Denise, we're going to be getting to you pretty soon, but we have some more to discuss with Eddie. We're going to take a quick pause for station identification and also to recognize our sponsors. But don't go anywhere. We have a lot more to tell you about your community. Don't go anywhere.
During the Toyota Ready, Set, Go sales event, just imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Whatever you need, from an electric vehicle to a rugged, versatile truck, we have new Toyotas on the ground for immediate delivery. Or choose from over 100 certified used options, which undergo a rigorous inspection and include an amazing warranty. Plus service centers that can save you time and money and keep you on the road. So let's go to Team Toyota this spring. Just visit teamtoyota.net to find a location near you.
Hey, this is Jonesy. Kick off your Thursday and Friday evenings in style. Join me for an eclectic freeform mix of the hits and beyond. It's a happening, a musical journey. It's the Glenn Jones Radio Experience, right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM, Thursday and Friday, 5 to 6 p.m., directly following the legendary Jerry Blavitt. Radio, the way it ought to be.
Are you a parrot head?
Away again in Margarita.
Not that kind. That's more like it. If you're this kind of parrot head, don't forget to check out the Denny O Polka Show every Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon right here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Hi, this is Mayor Jeff Martin of Hamilton Township, inviting you to tune in to our monthly radio show, This Month in Hamilton. Video stream live the fourth Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m. at WBCB1490.com. We will be featuring various guests from Hamilton Township to keep you up to date on what's going on in Hamilton.
We're back here in beautiful Pendle / Langhorne / Middletown. All the townships, they merge together right here at Team Toyota on Business Route 1, 746 East Lincoln Highway. This used to be an ice cream place.
Yeah,
Greenwood Dairies, yeah.
Greenwood
the
Dairies.
best.
Yeah, yeah. Try and eat the Pig's Delight.
Yeah,
When I was a kid at 18, thought I could do anything, run through walls.
Yeah.
I couldn't finish that because if you did, you didn't have to pay.
You didn't have to pay.
So they found a way to fill you up real quick.
It was a good deal.
Yeah,
for them.
And the owner was looking over. Oh no, you left a little bit there. Now you got to pay for it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Pig's Delight. But here we are, Team Toyota. Paul Muller, the sponsor of our show. We're going to get right back to Eddie, talking about these bridges. So exciting, as you pointed out. When our Vietnam veterans came home, boy, some of them were actually. I'm ashamed to say they were spit on. They were mocked. And I attribute it a little bit to ignorance, obviously, miscommunication, the press. I mean, and there's a lot of reasons for it. But you know what? Use some common sense. These are our flesh and blood over there fighting for, whatever it was at the time.
Well, it was freedom. I mean, they were fighting communism.
Communism with North Vietnam.
They didn't get it. In the media. You say media, we have this media issue today, I think.
Oh, we absolutely do.
That is so unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah.
If you look back even to then, the media played it. Even though Walter Cronkite's of those days, he was very matter of fact, and he didn't really give an opinion. He gave you the news. He read what was on the paper, and that was it.
An autocrat.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I find amazing is that the draft. If you're our age, you heard about the draft. You're going to draft. You're drafted.
That's right.
But do you realize of the over 5 million men and women that served in Vietnam, less than 22% of them were actually drafted.
A lot of them enlisted.
Less than 22%.
Wow. That's an interesting statistic.
That's a good fact. It would have been really cool to know back in 1969.
That's true.
Some guys did enlist because they knew they may get drafted anyway, but that's a whole different thing.
Right.
They went.
Yes.
So you look at it. If you look at it from 50 years later, and you can look back, there's a lot of things that shouldn't have taken place that did, and I think that's one of them. I mean, the media really crank it up like they do today. They're not as truthful as they should be.
No, that's true. I mean, there's a big slant there. They talk about the left, the right, the independents. We're all Americans, but a lot of
leave
them,
it there.
Yeah, leave it there.
How about leave it there?
Exactly. But they like I've told people and our listeners with some of our shows, you got your Democrats, your Republicans. I like to go straight down the middle. There's good on both sides, and the independents have good, a good philosophy on how things should be done. But it's the bureaucracy, it's the fatigue with the bureaucracy that really that really causes a lot of the problems today.
And I'd like to add to that.
Denise, you woke up.
I woke. My two brothers were in Vietnam. Our only communication with them at the Vietnam era was through letters.
That's it.
So we would go months and months and months without hearing from them.
Yeah.
And, my mother was a mess. We were all crying all the time. But that's another thing that's different about today. There's better communication with our service people, which is a fabulous thing.
Yeah,
Because
we'd like
we
to see that
lived with
happen.
no communication with them.
Right.
So,
Very true.
when they came home, it's only a close-knit unit that welcomed them home because we didn't have the mobile phones.
The
and
technology.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
And we decorated our street when my brothers came home, and nobody else did. My mother handed out flags and all that, but beyond our block, nobody was there to welcome them home. So thank you, Eddie, for what you're doing to remember all that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a great thing.
And Charlie, I mean, back when you were fighting in the Civil War, it was
Yeah. Them damn rebels.
just those rebels are brutal. But yeah, you served in the Army.
Yes. Yeah.
Vietnam,
No, Germany.
Germany.
Of course, the papers came down for me to, I was ready to go, but never got sent there. Actually, I was one of the lucky ones. I never got sent there.
Yeah.
But that's what I tell people about, they didn't have boots on the ground. Well, guess what? If they ever got the papers to go, they would have been there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't use that as a knock.
No, you can't. Some people put their name on the line. They sign that dotted line. It's an IOU. It doesn't matter where they go. They
Right.
don't go. It's irrelevant. They said they would.
Right.
Right. That's right.
If they're lucky enough not to
Not to-
actually have to go,
Yes.
That's
well,
true.
you know what?
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
Every one of them
But-
would have went.
but they would have gone, and that's the important part of it. It doesn't matter whether you're a Cook or Rambo. It doesn't matter. You put your name on that piece of paper that said, "I will go. If you ask me to go, I will go, and I will give my last breath to you."
Yeah. Amen. Good
What
point.
do you? How do you not back that up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
No,
do you not
don't.
back that up?
You don't.
You can't.
Eddie, talk a little bit about the funding. How money comes into this. Obviously, it's always money.
It is.
whenever
It
we're
all.
doing
It is
things.
always money.
It always comes down to that.
So it's the Pennsylvania Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, and it's on the web, easily to find. It's on Facebook as well. On Facebook and on the web though, it's the LB Lower Bucks County Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, which we're going to broaden out probably sometime this year to PA when we start the next memorial, which we're hoping to be a Pennsylvania State Memorial, because there
Okay.
isn't one, which seems crazy, but there isn't a memorial in the state. We just built, literally right down the street here on Veterans Highway, a Lower Bucks County Vietnam Veterans Memorial. It's dedicated to all the men who served, all of them, and the 95 that didn't come home from Lower Bucks County.
Jeez.
It's right on Middletown. It's in Middletown Township on Veterans Highway in Middletown Veterans Park. So funding is tough. I mean, we started it, and then COVID, boom. We're like, ooh, this is
that
getting really
ruined
tough.
everything.
Yeah, that was a shot in the gut.
Oh,
Yeah, that
oof.
was a shot for
I mean,
us.
we needed $200,000
Yeah.
to build this memorial, and we did it through small fundraisers as much as we could. But funding is always hard. But when there's people that want to do it, and you put the word out through the circles that you have, and those circles become intertwined with other circles. You've had me on before, Tom.
Yes.
We've had the luck of working with some really good people in the media that have been gracious to our cause and helped us raise some money. Tommy Tomlinson, I'm going to miss Tommy a ton. Tommy backed me from the very beginning when I started my parade in Pendle in 1996, and he has ever since. And with the memorial, he was there. And whatever you need, we'll make sure we get it. We'll work together and we'll get it. So it takes a big group, but funding is always hard. We have small fundraisers, we have big fundraisers. You can donate right on our website.
Give them that website.
Lower Bucks County Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, lbcvvmf.org.
Say it one more time, Ed.
lbcvvmf.org. You can donate right there. The projects we're doing now with the namings is really low cost, doesn't really cost anything for the most part, but we still need funding to take care of the memorial we just built, but also now to move forward into the next project, which would be building a Pennsylvania memorial.
Sure.
So it'll be different because I'm used to working here where we live. And it's easy because we know people.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
It makes it a lot easier.
That's helpful.
It is, and that's why we built it here. When we started the project, we said, okay, we don't know how to build a memorial. How do we do it? We have no clue.
Right.
So we said, let's do it here locally. Let's build one where the pushback will be a lot less, and we know people personally that we can, work through anything without going through a bunch of bureaucracy to figure it out. And we did. We worked with Middletown Township, and they were awesome. After a while, they said, just do what you got to do and call us for the dedication,
Yes.
So, the partners that you pick make it much easier.
Yes.
So we're hoping we're going to be able to find those partners throughout the state to move forward. It's good. When we did the wall in Pendle, or the wall in Bucks County in 2017, we worked with Pendle and Humeville and Langhorne Manor to put it all together. We had 25,000 people come visit our wall.
That's incredible.
In 3 days.
Wow,
That's
that
enormous,
is
isn't it?
incredible.
It was it was huge. We didn't tell those boroughs it was going to be that big. We told them maybe 3,000 people.
Don't frighten them.
Because they were like, it sounds like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But, in the end, they were like, what do we need to do? How do you wanna do it?
Overwhelming response.
Yeah, it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
And to go back to that, we had people that came in, we had bus ambassadors. We talked a little bit off air about what that was like for some of those guys. We had buses that would, because you couldn't park there, we bussed people in to see it. And we had guys, Vietnam veterans, we called them ambassadors, that were on the bus. So you got on a bus, there was a Vietnam veteran on this bus with you. And he would talk about whatever. Maybe a little about Vietnam, about going to the wall, what the wall really meant to him. Because if you talk to a Vietnam veteran, it's not a Vietnam Veterans Memorial like it is for World War II guys. It's my memorial.
Mm-hmm.
It's theirs. They own it.
Possession.
It is their possession. Even though they may not have built it or donated $1, it's theirs. It's their brothers that are on it. And they're very, very, very protective of it.
And proud.
And proud.
And proud.
So, you'd have people come off the bus and they'd be like, laughing and, really looking forward to it. And then when they would be there for an hour, whatever they were there, and they got back on the bus, and now the conversation with that ambassador is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
It's more somber. It's reflective, but it's also now a chance where you can really explain what that meant, that era was.
Yes.
To maybe a 25-year-old kid who is so far removed from it that maybe his uncle's uncle was in.
Right.
Which was really cool. It was a great perspective for our generation. I say it all the time. We're not one step away from that Vietnam vet that may be on the wall or next to the guy who has that name on the wall.
Right.
That's our generation.
Right.
There's no way to get past that.
Well,
it's
the work
forever true.
Yeah, the work you're doing is just exceptional, and I know it'll continue because you're like a Rayovac battery. You just keep going. I'm going to get with Denise after we do a little bit of a station break once again. But we covered the plan, we covered the concept of this whole thing, the funding. We're going to talk a little bit more about it too. But Denise, after we come back, I want to talk to you talk a little bit about your women's auxiliary at the Fraternal Order Police.
Okay.
The charities you're involved with. Why do you do all these things? It's something, as with Eddie, as I indicated to our listeners, and it's important that people understand or should understand the importance of giving your time for projects that mean something. We're going to return with Let's Go Places. 1490 AM, 107.3 on the FM dial. Paul Muller, once again, thank you for all the help that you're doing, and we'll return after a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
During the Toyota Ready, Set, Go sales event, just imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Whatever you need, from an electric vehicle to a rugged, versatile truck, we have new Toyotas on the ground for immediate delivery. Or choose from over 100 certified used options, which undergo a rigorous inspection and include an amazing warranty. Plus service centers that can save you time and money and keep you on the road. So let's go to Team Toyota this spring. Just visit teamtoyota.net to find a location near you.
WBCB is now on your FM dial at 107.3. Serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer counties since 1958, you can now listen to all of your BCB favorites crystal clear on 107.3 FM. A new age for WBCB on a new frequency, 107.3.
Opinions matter, and so does yours. Hi, I'm Joe Fabrizi, inviting you to join us every Monday at 1 p.m. for Opinions Matter, right here on 1490 AM WBCB. Opinions Matter is now live streamed at WBCB1490.com. We want to hear from you because your opinion does matter.
Are you a parrot head?
Wasted away again in Margarita.
Not that kind. That's more like it. If you're this kind of parrot head, don't forget to check out the Denny-O Polka Show every Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon right here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
We're back with Let's Go Places, covering some of the charitable work and the projects that are going on in the community, so you understand what's going on, and with some of our public servants like Eddie Preston, Denise Esposito. Before we move to Denise, that's true about Vietnam being a democracy now. That's what we wanted, okay? And then, as you indicated, Charlie, a resort to a degree. If you ever want to visit Vietnam, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
freely.
safe. We have an embassy there. But it's true what we were just talking about. There's people that are still over there. Americans that are still over. Some chose to stay. They're married with children, families over there. Beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. But the POWs. I mean, holy jeez, I hope they're
home, but I really believe that there's still some there.
There's probably some there. And
I still think there is.
Yeah, working on farms, or you just don't know.
You don't know.
You just don't know. But Denise, let's talk about you. Let's talk about the work that you've been doing for countless, an abundance of years, as Eddie continues to do, and you continue to do. Where do you want to start? Why do you do these things?
Well, there's a lot to be said about the auxiliary that I am a member, and we began 12 years ago. Also, just like your radio show. I didn't know we had birthdays
How about
so
that?
close.
We'll celebrate them all the time, yeah.
Right,
Okay.
right. So our president, Donna Julian, fabulous woman. She heads a group of us, and it's not called the Women's Auxiliary anymore.
What is
it's
it
actually
called?
the Lodge 5 Auxiliary, because we have men that are members.
God bless those
So,
guys,
yes,
boy.
God, they do the heavy lifting for us. So
Yes.
we're glad to have them.
Well, we're good for something.
Yes. so what we do is we're kind of behind the scenes. So we're not out broadcasting everything that we do, but we're always there. Just this past weekend, we had our Cookies for Cops event, where
which is a
we
great
loaded
event.
up.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's a great event.
Yeah, we loaded up 300 trays, delivered them to all the different districts, and around the city. And they welcome that when they see you come in with the cookies. What's this? And we tell them, and we also have a thank a cop day where we take candy around to all the districts, all the police.
I've been out there with you and Charlie. And
Yeah. It's fun. It's really
recognizing
right.
our,
It connects you with the community,
Yes.
and plus we support a lot of organizations like Behind the Badge, and Behind the Badge support families that policemen have been injured. We support the Police Foundation, and the Police Foundation is actually giving us horses, canine, bicycles, motorcycles for our police. So they're a good organization that we help. The FOP Survivor Benefit, we're always there. And I'm not patting us on the back.
No.
But we're
it's
there.
important.
Like, we sit at a table, we check people in, we give out brochures, we help wherever we can. All the police organizations that help the wounded and the families of the men who were killed in action. We're there when they go to the hospital. We take blankets and water and notepads and all that, so the families have a way of connecting and staying warm while they're their family member might be in surgery
Sure.
or might be in the emergency room.
Yes.
At Christmas time, we're very proud of this. The police can come to us at Lodge 5 and bring their Christmas presents, and we wrap their Christmas presents for them. Which they spend so many hours out on the street helping us and saving us and protecting us that we wrap all the Christmas presents for
How
them.
nice is that?
It's a good deal.
Yeah, it is.
It's so
I
much
hate
fun.
wrapping
I
gifts.
can't wrap a gift to save my life.
They're really good at it.
It's
They
that.
actually look nice. Yeah,
I
they're
can't do it.
professional looking.
Yeah, it's so much fun. They bring the Santa's toys that we wrap for the kids.
Right. And the children that are there for the breakfast in the morning, and then there's 2 of them, I think, right?
Oh, yeah, we have Lodge 5 has a luncheon for a breakfast with Santa that we're there helping, with that. And like I said, I don't want to pat us on the back, but we're there. And if anybody would like to join our organization,
Shout that out.
give
us
me
some
a call.
information.
My number 215-313-4631. You can join. Come once a month, sit at the table with us, give us your ideas, help us out, and just have a good time. Okay?
How about the gratification that you get when you?
Oh.
I mean, obviously, that's
Oh,
what it's all about. You must
I
feel
just love it.
gratified. It
I love
must
it.
give you a good feeling with what you're doing, both of you.
They do the reefs too across the
Across the-
cemetery every
Yep.
year.
Yep.
Yeah, we help with the wreaths. We
Put
put a
all the
wreath.
wreaths together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go out and put them on every grave. There's I think it was 254 graves.
Yeah,
last
every
year.
fallen policeman, we put a wreath on their grave.
How nice is that?
At which cemetery?
What
Everyone.
cemetery? Well,
The
every-
whole area.
Okay.
That's a
Bucks
good point.
County,
It's not just one
Yeah.
cemetery. It's
Yeah.
everywhere.
Oh, and we ship them to different
And we
states, too.
ship them. Anybody who wants to be part of it, we ship
That's cool.
the reefs to them. They say we need 11 reefs. We'll pack them up and ship it to them.
Gotcha.
So
I help manage the Wreaths Across America for Washington's Crossing.
Well,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
that's
a-
great.
yeah.
Yeah, the Guardians of the National Cemetery
Yeah.
and all the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
Bob.
yeah, that's great organization too. Now another fundraiser we have coming up is our pocketbook bingo, which is they're becoming very popular.
Women.
It's our big fundraiser of the year. Call me if you'd like to come out October 1st
Okay.
this year. Lodge 5. Call the same number, 215-313-4631. I'll get you connected with how to get tickets, and, it would really help. But I want to thank Tom for letting me, talk about our organization and WBCB so I could spread the word and just let you know we're available to you.
Oh, it's important. It
And,
really
and you
is.
can come out and have fun with us, and it really does make you feel good when you're when you're doing this kind of work.
When you're doing it kind of, and it's for a good cause, obviously.
Helping somebody is the whole point. If we don't help each other, what do
Right.
Why are we here?
What
are we
can we
doing?
say for
Right.
ourselves,
You
right?
know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
hard
and-
enough.
And I'm the mother of a police officer.
Oh my
My-
God, yeah,
My,
Maddie,
my son's a highway police
highway
officer.
patrol officer.
Okay.
My husband, Charlie, is retired police. And it just makes me feel good that I'm giving back a little bit.
You are. Let's
And-
talk a little bit about Maddie. He just received a bravery award.
Oh, cool.
There was
Yeah.
a situation that a man with a gun, and he was involved. He pursued, went to the scene, and I don't know if I know the exact imagery as to what happened, but obviously, he's there. He responds. He's inside the house, and shots were fired. Now, when shots are fired, people
That's
are
all-
running away.
that's all
Typically,
bad.
it's incredible. And he was missed, but he managed to be able to get this creep. They cuffed him, arrested him, and got the gun off of him so that he can do no more harm.
And that was after he shot a police officer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy.
Yeah.
He had shot a police officer.
Thanks for bringing that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a vested interest in, in this. So
My
So-
Appreciate-
grandfather was an original bandit.
Wow, the Motor Bandit Squad?
He was an
With
original
Tommy.
bandit.
Wow.
Yeah, Tommy, yeah.
Yeah.
My pinnacle partner, he passed away.
He was in Motor Bandit,
He
right?
was a motor bandit too.
Yeah. He was an original one.
Jeez, original. Highway Patrol, that's
That
the
was a
Marine
great
Corps
group.
of the
Yeah.
Marine Corps of the
Yeah.
police department, because they're responding to all your high crime areas.
We have a picture of him. It's David Shop asking to show it to you.
Yeah.
At Preston's garage.
There we go.
You're welcome, Dave.
Eddie's brother at Preston's
We have a
Garage
picture of
in
all of
Unionville.
them. There's
Yeah.
only it's the first group, and there's probably 25 of them stand on this precinct step, and these guys all look menacing. I mean, I can't imagine you giving any of them a hard time. I mean, these guys just look.
Intimidation.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah, if they tell you to do something, you don't ask why.
You don't ask why.
Just do it.
Those guys look badass.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no question about it.
Yeah.
And they were out there. They do the job.
And you have to remember, they're wearing a bulletproof vest underneath that uniform.
Not
Yeah.
back then.
Back then,
Not back then. they didn't.
Back then they didn't.
Wait a minute. So they're doing a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing a job.
Courageously. That's for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's trying to say how many people go to work with a bulletproof vest.
No, absolutely.
They should have our respect, not.
No,
you know.
absolutely they should.
Yeah,
Again,
when-
they woke up in the morning and walked out the door and left everything behind them.
Yes. Good point, Ed.
Everything.
And they don't know if they're coming
They
back.
have no clue what's going to happen that day.
No.
Could be some guy on 95 in a traffic stop. Who knows?
That's true. Chris Jones.
Chris
Look at what
Jones.
happened to poor
Right.
Chris.
You have no idea what's going to happen.
No.
Yep.
It's the unexpected. But, they wear that uniform. It's not for the money. Absolutely, because all officers are underpaid. But, they're there. They're proud to be able to protect life, property, and that's the oath that they take.
That's right.
Speaking of oaths, we really hope to see a big change in Philadelphia. My God, I was talking to the chief up here, Barbarella, Joe, he was an inspector in Philadelphia, and he's up here now. Thank God, he's doing a great job in Middletown. Joe Kelly and Yardley and John Hearn. I was just talking to John, a highway police captain. A lot of our Philadelphia leaders, police officers and brass, are up here now running a lot of the townships in Bucks County. But Philadelphia's got to wake up. Now we have an administration that's lame from Kinney all the way down. Obviously, these officers that are graduating, and they're slim numbers, not much encouragement to put a uniform on today, which is really sad, when they should be honored for their hard efforts and work. And you got these officers that are graduating from the police academy. There was only 39 of them, 39 officers.
And 8 went to Temple.
8 went to Temple. So how many? It's so thin, and yet these officers are going out. They want to help, protect, and serve. And the first thing that they have to encounter, it's not these hard criminals out there. It's the bureaucrats and city administration that you can't do this, you can't do that. Instead of putting the cuffs on the criminal, if you do something wrong, we're going to try and put the cuffs on you. Stop it. We are short approximately 2,000 police officers. When we went to the Cookies for Cops in the 39th Police District in Northwest Philadelphia, I looked at Charlie. I said, Charlie, this is after roll call. It's 10 a.m. So the people who are working that day shift, Ed, they're out there already. And I said, Charlie, there's about 18 police cars parked in the parking lot here. What's going on? To find out that when we went into the operations room, and the lieutenant looked at us, and we asked, how many do we have on the street for day work today? This is a major high crime rate area. Two. Not 2 and 2, 2. So there's 2 officers that are protecting a major pocket, a region in Philadelphia. Are you kidding me? Wake up.
What could possibly go wrong?
Right, exactly. You have 2, it's like you have Batman and Robin out there taking care of everything. No, it's dangerous as ever, more dangerous than even when we were on the streets, because there's no respect. These criminals know they can get away with murder, mayhem. They're just walking into stores and robbing and walking out. It's this city better wake up in Philadelphia. John McNesby, God bless him for the work that he's doing for the Fraternal Order Police. He tries to protect our officers as best that he can, but often it's falling on deaf ears. Now these new candidates that are running for mayor, they're talking about, well, we're going to put the street more surveillance cameras and lights in different areas so that we can see what's going on.
Yeah.
What's that going to do?
Yeah,
That's only the crime's still.
We saw it.
Yeah,
we
we
saw
saw
He
it.
took it. Yep, there it was.
Yeah, but there it was. That's another crime. Isn't it great what we're spending? Spend the money and throw it to hiring police officers and give them the admirable respect that they deserve. And maybe we can turn things around a little bit. But we have a lot.
Give them the
lot of
ability to do
distance
their job.
go. Yeah.
Give them the ability to do their job.
We don't go back to old school soon. This city's doomed.
It is.
I mean, they have to just stop and frisk. You can't do that. You can't stop a car.
Can't stop a car right
Unless
now.
it's a major crime. You know, what's the use of putting a uniform on and going out there if you're not allowed to do anything?
You're right. You're right. What's this I heard you were telling me today, Charlie? Tell us and our listeners about the lawsuit. $9 million when the demonstrations occurred. Where do you hear this?
Oh,
you heard it already.
Just because of the people that got gas, they were rioting. We're allowed to use that word. They weren't
Rioting.
a peaceful
Animals.
demonstration.
Animals.
Blocking traffic on the highway. And all they did was get gas to move.
Because they wouldn't move.
Because they wouldn't move.
Right.
And now the city or whatever is giving them all this money.
$9.5 million.
Congratulations.
361 plaintiffs.
Yeah.
So I'm not good in math. I do retail.
Yeah.
So you guys can figure out that kind of number per person.
Yeah.
But every business got burned out, shut down, and closed because of all that.
And
they
they
got
didn't
nothing.
have to prove
No,
they
no
were on the scene.
compensation at all.
They got nothing.
They didn't have to prove they were there.
No, they
Just
didn't.
they signed their name and that was it.
They got
I'm
nothing.
fired up now. We're going to
it's
come
crazy.
right back. We're more fired up now than we were in the beginning of the show, of course. But
Let's
please
talk about
don't go
something
anywhere. Yeah, right. But you're listening to Let's Go Places here on WBCB 1490, 107.3 on the dial. Bree just told me we need a break here, so don't go anywhere. We're going to have more to share with you in a minute.
During the Toyota Ready Set Go sales event, just imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Whatever you need, from an electric vehicle to a rugged versatile truck, we have new Toyotas on the ground for immediate delivery. Or choose from over 100 certified used options, which undergo a rigorous inspection and include an amazing warranty. Plus service centers that can save you time and money and keep you on the road. So let's go to Team Toyota this spring. Just visit teamtoyota.net to find a location near you.
WBCB is now on your FM dial at 107.3. Serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer counties since 1958, you can now listen to all of your BCB favorites crystal clear on 107.3 FM. A new age for WBCB on a new frequency, 107.3.
Hi, this is Mayor Jeff Martin of Hamilton Township, inviting you to tune in to our monthly radio show, This Month in Hamilton. Video stream live the fourth Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m. at WBCB1490.com. We will be featuring various guests from Hamilton Township to keep you up to date on what's going on in Hamilton.
Hey, this is Jonesy. Kick off your Thursday and Friday evenings in style. Join me for an eclectic freeform mix of the hits and beyond. It's a happening, a musical journey. It's the Glenn Jones radio experience, right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM, Thursday and Friday, 5 to 6 p.m., directly following the legendary Jerry Blavitt. Radio, the way it ought to be.
Well, there's nothing you can do about it.
We're back with Let's Go Places on WBCB Radio. Let's Go Places, where we talk about the courageous efforts often on mostly all of our shows. I might as well say all of our shows, about the courageous efforts of our police, our fire, military, medical, EMTs, paramedics, our military. We speak about in high volume as to the importance of all these heroes, as far as I'm concerned. And for those of you listening out there, if you think that that quick intermission, we calm down. No, we're still fired up. We're still fired up. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous when you think a major city in Philadelphia, they're so wayward and they're so distracted to the functions, the important functions of keeping Philadelphia safe. Now, we have a mayor right now who he was recorded saying, I really don't want to be mayor anymore.
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful? Frank Rizzo.
He hasn't been a mayor for 5 years.
For 5 years, exactly. So why be any different?
What's new?
Yeah, what's new?
What's your point?
Exactly.
Kidding me?
It's incredible. And his father, God rest his soul, he must be turning over has turned hundreds of times. He was a firefighter and a great man, from what I understand. I didn't know his his dad. I know this guy, and I can tell you, it's just disheartening for somebody to say, well, I'm at the end here. I really don't want to be mayor anymore. That's why Frank Rizzo, when he climbed the ladder as a police officer, I think he was in Motor Bandit for a while.
He was my grandfather's sergeant.
There you go. Thanks for telling me that.
Yeah.
Frank Rizzo, a dedicated public servant in Philadelphia, raised in the ranks, kept the streets of Philadelphia safe. The criminals respected him. They knew if they got lumped, while they, resisted arrest or whatever, they knew that they were wrong. There was no lawsuits, you shouldn't have done this, excessive force. Baloney. Police work needs to be effective out there. When you put a badge on these officers, they've been professionally trained to help our citizens stay safe. And Rizzo, when he was police commissioner, the streets of Philadelphia were safe. We were proud to serve the city as police officers. I never wanted to miss a day off. I was afraid I'd miss something. Really, am I right, Charlie? I mean, it was just great being a Philadelphia police officer.
We had a great DA back then, too.
Yes, we did.
Lynn Abrams.
Lynn Abrams was good. Arlen Specter was good. We had good district attorneys.
Excellent.
Yeah. It's a shame that Ron Castile, another ace, wounded military veteran, lost his leg in Vietnam. There were a lot of heroes out there back in the old days. And that's when the city, from the mayor straight down, they were concerned about public safety. Today, there's no concern. We're more concerned, or not, let me take the we back, because it's not me, it's no one here. But these individuals are more concerned about how they can compensate criminals and thugs for continuing to demonstrate out there and run rampant. Why? They're being encouraged to continue to do this. I challenge anyone to come on my radio show here and tell me that I'm wrong. But I know that they won't come on because I can say things. Can't fire me. And the last time I checked that, it's a free world, a free country.
Sure is.
We can speak our piece. So, Charlie, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't even want to get wound up about what's going on today with these criminals. They're more concerned about the criminals than the victims' rights.
Right.
The victims have no rights at all. Even when the victim says something, they put a name on them. Oh, you're this. You're this. You're this. I'm not going to go through the literature of homophobic. All the racist. If you're the victim. Yep. And the criminals, it's like a revolving door. It's like a revolving door.
We were colorblind as police officers, meaning there was, if we made an arrest, whether you were white, Asian, black, whatever the color, red skin, whatever color you want to call it, there was no prejudice out there. A lot of people thought that there was prejudice. There really wasn't.
If you were wrong, you were wrong.
If you were wrong, you were wrong. White, black, and there was no indifference. It was just the way it was. And that's the way it should be, because America is a big melting pot of all different ethnic groups and backgrounds. Sexual orientation, the same thing. We want everyone to be happy and safe in all their communities, but I don't know where they're going. I really don't.
Downhill.
Are they spiraling further down the pit?
They don't stop it soon. We're already might be too late.
Yeah, you're right. Eddie, let's get back quickly. We only have maybe 10 or 9 or 8 minutes.
Sure.
Because the hour goes by quick.
It does go
5
quick.
minutes, Bree's telling me. Just recap some of the things that you're doing and the funding and any phone number you want to throw out there for our listeners.
It's the Pennsylvania Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, lbcvmf.org. We have a lot of things going on, and, there's always something to be done, and I'm just going to throw it the other way. I'm happy for any support anyone wants to give us. We're always looking for people to help military people. Not even military people. I never served, but that doesn't mean I can't serve now those military folks that did sell and serve. So don't think because you're not from the military, you're not a military family, you can't serve them. You can. I'm living proof you can. Absolutely.
That's a good point.
And to the point of service, if this isn't your thing, Women's Auxiliary isn't your thing, that's okay. There are so many ways you can serve your community. So many ways. Volunteer police, volunteer firefighters, local administrations, local governments. so many places you can volunteer your time, so many foundations out there that you can go, spend a few minutes, spend a few hours a week, a month, and make a difference. If we all did that, these issues would quietly go away.
They would. They would dissolve. They
You know?
would.
So that's what I think.
Quickly, you have this event coming up soon with the bricks. I know there was a
Oh,
delay
I'm
with
sorry.
them.
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk about
So
that.
yeah, not knowing anything about memorials, as I said earlier. So yeah, the bricks for the Lower Bucks County Vietnam Veterans Memorial
Yes.
are scheduled to be done by the end of next month. So what we didn't know, we couldn't get the bricks originally. That was part of the issue we had.
Right.
Because it was middle of COVID, we couldn't
Right.
get the bricks. Our dear friend Larry Leary was able to get us those bricks
God bless him.
at the last, literally, I mean, when I say the last minute, I mean
Yeah.
the hour 23.5. But we couldn't have them engraved before we put them in. So to get them engraved afterwards is okay, and we can do that. We knew that. But it takes a stencil, and the stenciling material is the problem, and it is only made by one manufacturer in the entire country.
Wow.
And that's the issue.
Right.
That's been the issue.
But we're going to get something done now.
I am 100% yes.
Good. Good. Larry Leary, my cousin, my wife, Jerry's cousin, that passed away. We miss him terribly.
Only a month ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just horrible. Just horrible. But he's with us.
Yes,
There's
he
no
is.
doubt. No doubt. Spiritually, I feel him often.
Yeah.
There's a guy that was a public servant.
He was, absolutely.
Good with charity
Yeah.
events and.
But yeah, the bricks will be done by the end of April.
Great.
As of right now, I haven't gotten any feedback that there's not. However, I will add this though: if it's delayed again, anybody that says, you know what, I'd rather just get my money back, I'm happy to do that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not that
That's
guy.
That's not a question.
It's not a question at all.
Yeah. No,
So,
not a question at all. that part.
we'll work
We're
that part
just
out.
hoping because of the hard efforts to memorialize the
Absolutely.
these
Absolutely,
the
it is.
veterans. It's
I don't
great.
want to not finish my job, but also I don't want to make it so it looks like something fishy.
No, you're doing everything as you always do. My brother Joey, or my brother-in-law Joey, I know he's anxious
Yeah.
to see a lot of these come into effect.
Everybody is.
Yeah, and it'll be a great event.
Yeah.
It'll be great. And it's stressful, but as you always do, you push forward. There's a path of resistance there, and we'll get through it.
Yeah.
Denise, after a couple more words.
Okay, I'd just like to add to today, we have a pocketbook bingo October 1st. Call me 215-313-4631 if you'd like tickets or if you would like to join our organization. I'll answer the phone and I can get you on your way.
That's great.
Yeah, you don't have
Thank
to be. You don't have to have a family member that's a police officer to join it.
That's right.
In other words, most of the women are husbands or policemen, but they also have
Neighbors
and friends that
Yeah.
want to join. So you don't have to be you don't have to be a spouse. You can be a member.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And in closing,
Just like Ed over there, you could donate your time for something that you feel like is necessary.
and it gives
it's
you
a good
great
charity.
great feeling, a lot of gratification. But in closing, I want to remind all our heroes this special offer that Paul Muller has put out. It's not only MSRP, but it's now $500 under MSRP for all of our heroes out there. 215-768-6505. You must give me a call so I can validate this special offer. And it's a great opportunity with the scarcity of vehicles out there. It's a good opportunity to continue to contribute. It's going to benefit you, and then a donation goes out to either the Widows Fund, the Survivors Fund, PAL up here. We're starting
that's cool.
to move with PAL, and a lot of good charities. So for all of our heroes out there, I'll be sending letters out, and all of our police chiefs up here are on board. And until next time, Eddie, I want to thank you for coming as always, buddy.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, it's
Appreciate
a pleasure. Denise, I'll kiss your hand. And
You're
I'm not
kissing
kissing
mine.
your hand. And on behalf of everyone here at Team Toyota, Jerry, I'm going to be coming home to walk the dog soon. Always got to let her know that I'm actually doing a radio show. I'm not just playing around. But I'll be home soon, honey. Be safe. Stay well. Don't text while you drive. And most importantly, God bless America.